I am the Vice Rector in charge of the External Relations and Cooperation at Sétif University in Algeria. I'm a PhD holder in Educational Psychology and Teaching Foreign Languages. At the same time, I'm the President of the National Commission for the Integration and the Transition to University 4.0. I work as an expert to the European Commission.
Say something about it.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is actually a very important question because today we are living in a turmoil world and there is a very big spread of digitalization. This makes the world goes faster, and this also integrates the notion of preparing the future generation to future work, to future jobs, etc. And from this sense, the university becomes responsible not only for giving knowledge, but also as a compass where to guide our new generation in this world. As a matter of fact, what we need to do actually here is to create the university as a research ecosystem. This ecosystem develops the main values of integrity, of respect, and also of moral values. From this perspective, I can give an example, a concrete example, about a project that has been coordinated by the University of Sétif, a university which is specialized in social and human sciences, and which has really changed the lives of our students from this sense. It is the project called CRS. CRS is a project under the Erasmus Plus program, coordinated by Sétif University, and which tackles the creation of institutional capacities for the integration of refugees in higher education. This was really a very important project because the refugees themselves were not those who received the action, but the refugees were actors themselves. In this project, what we did first of all was to prepare the content of the training. While preparing the content of the training, we elaborated a questionnaire. In this questionnaire, first of all, the refugees were part in making up the questions, not in answering the questions. And then we did a focus group where they had to discuss their matters, their everyday life, their needs and their beliefs. After that, when the training has taken place, they benefited from the training in order to train other refugees. So they were themselves actors in all that process. And the third aspect was creating like a caravan that moved from one university to another. And there they had to meet with the Algerian students themselves, they had to meet with other international students, and they had to break up the ice about their culture, about their origin. They had to build up their identity and not being ashamed and shy about who they are, about their origin. So in this project, the university had creative, proactive students who had fought misinformation, polarization, and they were active builders in the action of the university, especially with social and human sciences.
Right. How being active in these projects and these networks has enriched you, and how is it possible not to work together, being so different from so many backgrounds, and how can this be really an asset?
Yeah, actually, it is really important because when you want to develop and to thrive, you need also to get to know the other and to understand also what are the differences that we all share, because our differences are our richness. And from this perspective, in Algeria, the universities in higher education have a strategy of internationalization that opens up to different networks. One of the main and very important networks that we work with at Sétif University is the UNIMED. And the UNIMED is a network which gathers a lot of universities from the both shores of the Mediterranean, but it is also getting larger to other universities like Albania, for example. And the question of enlarging this cooperation is very important because, first of all, we started as capacity building in a relationship where the UNIMED, who has an extreme experience in developing projects, in also accompanying the universities, we learned a lot from this cooperation, which was a win-win cooperation. The UNIMED network is important because he has never looked at the universities from an upper side and that he has to come to teach them something. But together we have built this capacity to the point that we started as partners in some research project, and pushing this together, pushing this experience, we ended up by coordinating projects. When I have talked about the CRS project, it was really a push and encouragement from this network, who has always made us believe that we can do something to our universities. Because when you coordinate a project from your own perspective, this is a way to develop your own objectives, to develop your own capacities, and to help your own society. Because when you understand your society, you will also be able to understand the other. So this is really a very important perspective from this collaboration that we have developed with UNIMED, with the projects. We have trained students, we have trained staff, and we are also now working in an institutional and ministerial step in order to develop also a richer cooperation.
Thank you. Initiative and
yeah, actually, the University of Sétif develops the Erasmus Plus program in its Key Action 1. And in its Key Action 1, definitely, of course, we send a lot of students, but we received some of them also. And at the very beginning, it was difficult because we have to develop the means in order to get those students attracted and to make our institutions attractive as well. But in very recent years, the Ministry of Higher Education has established a new policy, and in this new policy has developed 2 programs. The first program is the internationalization strategy that I have already talked about, but the second one is the program Study in Algeria. And in the program Study in Algeria, which is a platform developed for the international students in order to come and study in the Algerian universities, there was like a competition for the Algerian universities themselves on how to attract the international students. And this competitiveness was to give a star, 2 stars, 3 stars. It was like a hotel, 2 stars, 3 stars, 5 stars to the universities. And all of us had to have to compete on how to get attractive with for the international students. Of course, it is built on the academic quality which is given to the courses. Also, in which languages these courses are taught, in Arabic, in French, or in English as an international language. Also, standards of in the campuses where the students have to live, and preparing also the bodies for the students where they should make them also acknowledged with a new culture, not to have a cultural shock. So all these were like parameters on how to give the stars. And this has been elaborated since 2 years now. It is very much working. And from this perspective, it has started with a study in Algeria. And now we have to know also that the ministry is moving forward to the 4th generation university 4.0. And in the 4.0 transition, and I'm the president of the commission, actually we are trying to change the way higher education in Algeria is getting to deal with academic cooperation, because we are no more speaking about academic cooperation per se, but we are speaking about academic diplomacy. And what we have to develop today is academic diplomacy for our students. And in order also to be able to make an environment capable for all the others to come, to understand, not to feel frustrated, and also to build a co-constructive system which is shared and built first and foremost in higher education, where we have also to give not only academic knowledge, but also soft skills, develop competitions, make the 5 student star also, because we have the universities 5 stars, and we have the students 5 stars who participate in volunteering, in actions of mobility. We are developing also internationalization at home. So I think that all these actions altogether can help in constructing this cooperation north-south and building really a common heritage, a shared academic knowledge in the Mediterranean.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow.